You know, I have a keen interest in driven grouse shooting because I have grave concerns about its enormous environmental and ecological damage and the fact that it's underpinned by widespread criminal activity, not least the relentless persecution of our beautiful birds of prey. But over the years, many people have said, why don't you go and confront the driven grouse shooting fraternity head on? Why don't you speak to them? Well, today, you finally got your way. I'm going to be speaking to the one and only Massacre, a man who's been working on a driven grouse moor for more than 20 years. Glenn, good afternoon. Let me first ask you, what is driven grouse shooting?
Oh, well, Chris, that's a great question, and there's a lot I could say to answer it, but in short, driven grouse shooting is the pinnacle of elite sport.
You're not trying to tell me it's a sport, are you? I mean, I'm not a sporty person, but you're not comparing it to football or athletics.
No, of course not, Chris. Driven grouse shooting is much harder. In football, you've got your Lionel Messis. In athletics, you've got your Eliud Kipchoge's. But in driven grouse shooting, you've got the 114th Duke of Nidderdale. I mean, obviously there are differences. While Eliud Kipchoge has submitted himself to a brutal, lifelong training regime which has culminated in him running the marathon in 2 hours, 1 minute and 9 seconds, you'd struggle to imagine him getting a lift in a 4x4 onto an ecologically desolate grouse moor, sinking a 10-year-old Lefroy with some corked-up hedge fund managers, before blasting scores of over-medicated birds from the sky using a conveyor belt of preloaded shotguns being handed towards him by an adolescent gamekeeper on minimum wage.
I'm not actually convinced that getting completely pissed and then firing a gun is an elite sport.
There's a reason they call it the sport of kings, Chris, and that's not just because kings are the only people who can afford to do it.
Okay, but I'm interested on the impact that driven grouse shooting has on the upland landscape here.
Impact? What are you doing coming here using your walk words like impact? If it weren't for me and my team of gamekeepers, this place would be literally teeming with wildlife.
Okay, it's pretty obvious. I'm a full-on, signed-up, woke conservationist. Surely more wildlife out here would be a good thing.
I think if you asked for locals round here if they'd prefer to see golden eagles and mountain hares, or a constant procession of pissed-up Tarquins falling out the back of Jeep Grand Cherokees, we know what they'd say.
Glenn, tell me about a few of the methods that you use to keep your industry viable.
Okay, Chris. Well, the whole point of the estate manager's job is to get his gamekeepers to kill every single living thing that competes with the grouse so we can rear as many of them as possible and then shoot them too. Now, you don't deserve it, but I've got something for you here, something that's never been seen before by the wider public. At a gamekeeper's passing out parade, they're traditionally given 3 things: a snare trap, a bottle of strychnine, and a copy of this document. This, Chris, is the Quran of driven grouse shooting. You simply think of an animal you'd encounter on a grouse moor, and this baby will talk you through how to deal with it.
Okay.
You thinking of one? Okay, Chris, how many legs has it got?
It's got 4.
Has it got long ears?
Yes.
Look, it's a mountain hare. Vermin, kill it.
Is that the process?
It's good, isn't it? Let's do another one. Okay, you think of one?
Yeah, I've thought of one, yeah.
Okay, how many legs has it got?
It's got 2 legs this time.
Is it clever and a bit spooky?
Yes.
COVID, vermin, kill it.
But what if I'd said it wasn't spooky?
Okay, that's a fair question. Let's try it again. Does it have a pointy beak and sharp claws?
Yes.
Raptor, vermin, kill it.
Glenn, I've got to tell you that killing raptors is completely illegal.
Yes, it is, isn't it? And that's why we never do it. But sadly, a lot of them do get depressed, and when they fly over grouse moors, they often commit suicide before disposing of their own satellite tags. It's very sad.
Well, Glenn, thank you very much. You've given us a magnificent rundown of what's involved, but you did also say that driven grouse shooting was a sport for everyone.
Of course it is, Chris, and if you're a youngster and you're watching this, just get in touch with your local grouse moor and see if you can get involved.
Remind us how much it costs to get involved.
£30,000 a day.
Oh, Glenn Massacre, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's time to end driven grouse shooting. Please sign our petition now.